Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Curvy Impress TV. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. I am still out in Florida, so I'm just trying to finish up some stuff before I transition it to this state. But anyways, today I wanted to talk about online dating and the signs that you can look for, whether or not if a person is serious or not, and how complicated online dating could really be. Okay, so I know, like with me, ever since I've been single or whatever, I go on to these dating websites or whatever, and you meet so many different people, and it's a risk when you're on online dating because you don't know the people that you come encounter with. It's like you have to get to know them, and a lot of them is on there for some not so good intentions, you know what I mean? So you got to be very careful, you discernment, and make sure you're not telling them too much, and just keep it very basic. What I noticed with my own experiences, a lot of people that is on the online dating site, a lot of them is just looking for people that they can hook up with. So in their description, they may say they're looking for a serious relationship, dating, friendship, and network. So it's 4 different choices that they could choose that they want. And a lot of them that say that they want a serious relationship, when you get to talk to the person one-on-one and you're consistently talking to that person every day, that person will expose what it is that they really want. And a lot of the times when a lot of them said that they want a serious relationship, majority of them are already in a relationship. Pretty much they're in a relationship with a woman that they have lost interest in, that they no longer care about anymore, and they want out of the relationship. So instead of them just breaking it off with the person that they have at home already to move forward with a potential person that they may meet online or vice versa, they're not doing that. Like, after you're talking to them, they're disclosing that yes, they do have a girlfriend, and yes, things is not working out. This person is not treating them this way, and this person is not treating them that way. But guys, you got to use your discernment and be careful about that, because a lot of the times when guys try to throw a woman underneath the bus and make it seem like the woman is this kind of way and the woman is that kind of way, they're not going to tell you what kind of way that they are. They're not going to tell you what they did to cause the woman to treat them the way that the woman is now treating them, to make them want to detach from that woman. It's always a one-sided story with people when it comes to online dating, and a lot of them should just keep it real. A lot of them should just keep it real, especially the ones that's on there saying that they want a serious relationship when they're already in a relationship already. They're wanting to have their cake and eating it too. There's a lot of them that's on there that want to just do hookups instead of them just saying friends or networking. That would be like, okay, that's a hookup type of thing. But a lot of them on there saying they want to date. Then when it's now time for them to set up a date, they go into this whole spiel about some other girl that they met on a dating site and how it didn't work out with that girl, and how the girl, was very manipulative and was abusive verbally and emotionally, and whatever the case may be, and the girl kicked them out, and yada yada. You see, when they come up with all of them kind of stories there, you already know that this person is not bringing anything to the table. at all, under no circumstances. When you now get the feel of what it's really all about, they start disclosing and telling you things that you shouldn't even know. They start telling you that, you know what, I want to take you out on the date, but my money is funny and I don't really have it like that. So then that leads you to believe that they are really on there looking for somebody that can help them financially, looking for somebody that's codependent, where they can get some kind of assistance from a person. Look like they want to maybe look for a person that they can move in with or whatever, because their situation, most of them, is living with other people, sleeping on other people's couches. I met one on there. He said he was a soldier. He was from Haiti. He stated he was a soldier, and that he was doing an assignment out there in Denver. And then after getting to know him every day, it was getting more red flags and more red flags, because the first thing he said was, if I ever came out there to cook for him, he would have to get like an Airbnb or a hotel that got a stove, right? Then he said he a retired soldier now. He a retired soldier he's a contractor that still does work, like contracting work, and he is currently staying in a dorm, is what he said, right? So after getting to know more of him, every day was a different story. So then the next day he goes, yeah, he don't know me from a can of paint, you know. He go, yeah, babes, somebody broke into my car and they broke the ignition and they stole all my credit cards and all my money. And I said, what the fuck? I'm like, what area you live in Denver where people them just breaking in your stuff? Because first of all, I didn't even know that the man had a car. That's number one. And so I'm like, well, where you was at? And he was like, he was at a shelter. And I'm like, what the fuck you doing at a shelter when you said, you know, that you staying in a dorm right now because of work? Then he said, then he said, when they broke into his car and stole all his credit cards and stuff like that, he had to go into a shelter at that time because he didn't have no cash. He didn't have no nothing. He had to replace all the cars, contact the insurance company, yada, yada, yada. He was upset, saying that the insurance is going to go up on his car, all of that shit. So I'm just saying to him, like, okay, well, how the hell you go from staying in a dorm for work and you're a retired soldier, you know? Like, and then he go, you know, the military don't take care of they retired soldiers. And I was like, I can't say that. That's not true, because they have a lot of resources out there, especially in Denver. You know what I mean? And they wouldn't want their soldiers to be living in no fucking shelter, B. They have like a lot of different organizations, you know, that they will allow soldiers to stay there. They'll help them or whatever the case may be. The next day, yeah, babes. Yo, the next day, yeah, babes, I got into a fight with a homeless man. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck is you even talking about? Like, how are you getting into fights with homeless people? How are you even associating yourself with homeless people? Well, you know how them homeless people is when, you know, they get jealous because they see you a soldier and they see you working hard or whatever the case may be. And I just got into a confrontation. So the story didn't add up. I said, look, how the hell you get into a confrontation with a homeless man? Well, you know, I told you I'm staying in the shelter. I said, wait a minute. Let's go back. You told me that you were staying in the shelter for that one time because, you know, your credit cards or whatever. And then he goes, I know, but I can't get my cars to such and such time, whatever. So every day that I talked to this guy, he had an issue with a homeless person and he was living in a shelter. So I put like 2 and 2 together. So one day I just contacted him and I was like, yo, let me tell you something. I was like, you know, you should be ashamed of yourself that you is on this dating app saying that you looking for something serious, proclaiming to be a soldier when you know you're not a fucking soldier. That's number one. The pictures that's on your dating app doesn't even match the picture that I'm looking at right now. You know what I mean? That's number two. I said, let me tell you something. If you going through something, just say that. How the fuck could you be on a dating site and you homeless looking for somebody that you can get with just so they can say, oh babe, you can come stay with me because of your situation? Like, that's all fucking wrong overall. Like, you never supposed to do nothing like that. First of all, you lied about being a soldier. Second of all, you lied and said you was driving a 2022 Camaro. Then you said that somebody tried to steal it, took your credit cards, your cash, all of that you didn't have no cash or nothing. And I'm like, well, what bank you have? You said you have Bank of America. I said, well, you know, there's a fucking Bank of America right there in Denver. And he was like, yeah, but I had to cancel out my card. Look, let me tell you something. If you have a social, you're able to walk inside that bank. Even if they stole your ID and all of that stuff, they will be able to verify you right through your social security number. So that's what I'm saying, ladies. Be mindful and be careful, because you have some people out there that have some really, really fucked up intentions on that dating site, yo, B. And it's multiple dating sites I'm talking about, yo. You see that man? That man was a whole homeless guy and didn't even know how to even tell me. And I already peeped the shit. And I told him, man, I said, man, when you get your shit together, then you come link me, okay? No, babes, my shit is already together. My shit is already together, babes. I said, look, stop calling me babes because you don't even know me. And number two, your shit is not together if you're living in a shelter, B. No, sir. Your shit is not together, yo, B. It's not. And from that point, I just blocked the money, you know, and stopped talking to the guy. I just stopped talking to him. And then the next one that was telling me the story all about the girl, how the girl kicked him out and she let him lay on the floor, and how she treated him like a dog, and he felt like she discarded his feelings or whatever the case may be. But when I really got a chance to know the guy, he was a straight alcoholic. The same one that said his money was funny. He was a straight alcoholic. He would be like, I'm saying, like, did I scare you? Telling you all of that. I'm trying to open up. I'm trying to, you know, let you know everything so I could be truthful. I said, and what that's supposed to mean to me? Because at the end of the day, you did all of that talking about this female, and you never said not one thing you did to this female to make her feel the way that she's feeling towards you right now, and in the way she's treating you right now. Stop being one-sided, because I don't believe everything that come out of you dudes' mouths. Simple as that. You know what I mean? And I was like, and if you knew your money was funny, why did you say that you wanted to take me out on a date when you know you broke as hell? That don't make no sense either, B. I was like, yo, just stay off of my line. You know, I'm not interested. Oh, no, you just gonna, here you go. Now you just gonna leave me. And I'm like, leave you? I wasn't with you in the first place. I was sitting there communicating with you, but I wouldn't say that I'm, you know, me and you had something going on. I said I was trying to get to know who you are as a person. And now that I know exactly who you are, which is full of shit, that's my cue to stay far away from your fucking ass. Bottom line. So, ladies, y'all got to be careful, B, because you have some people on the dating sites, they have girlfriends already. A lot of them are homeless. A lot of them are looking for somebody that they can live with, smooch off of, use for money, use for resources. They lying about having cars. You know, there's a lot of people out there, you know. There's a lot of people out there that pretend to live a lifestyle that they know they can't afford. They pretend to live a lifestyle that they know that they don't even have those things to show. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of them live outside their means as well, you know, and a lot of them, that's how they capture the women them. When and those ones I was just talking about was within the state, but you got to watch out for the ones that's overseas, because there's a lot of them, a whole bunch of them that's overseas, that they target beautiful and established women, and they slide into your DM. They come inside your Facebook and all of them shit like that, and right away them just start holding a conversation with you, and you don't know them from Adams. Then all of a sudden you start seeing them tell you about them whole life story, and most of the time the life story that they tell you is fake. What they say about the female is not 100% real that they was with. They just want to tell you that to make you feel like you're the better person over that person that they was with. Where 9 times out of 10, they just separated from the person for a short period of time, and then they go right back to the person. They have some wicked fucking people out there, because a lot of the times you get some people that end up falling in love with people that they meet online. I'm telling you that, yo. It's not impossible. Especially when you get a chance to see them in a real life and they not catfishing you. You know, you have some people that would catfish you, but you have some people that's real flesh. You know what I mean? And then it's like you try to spend a little time with them, they start moving funny. So a lot of the times people will tell on themselves, they will hang a rope for themselves, because they end up exposing themselves by how the way they move. Because if you and the person is hanging out and the person is constantly on their phone talking to somebody, you know they talking to our next girl. If the person said that they can't stay, or they feel like they have to go right away, the person been threatened by the next girl, and the next girl saying like, bitch, I'm tracking your phone, I know where the fuck you at, I'm coming. You know what I mean? That kind of thing like that. So to avoid conflict, they would rather just go ahead and get them stuff and get on their way, or whatever the case may be. Be mindful of that. You have a lot of them out there, they just looking and preying because they want money. They want sex money. And that affection that they're not getting in their existing relationship that they're already in. And they're not telling you that they're in no relationship, so they want to put you in that third party without you even knowing. So you got to be mindful of online dating. There's a lot of people on there with some serious bad intentions. And I'm not saying like I never came across some nice ones, because there's some nice ones that I have went on dates with, but there's some nice ones that when they don't get their way or whatever the case may be, they're very disrespectful. You know what I mean? And those are the ones that you just gotta hurry up and block. And once you block them, don't reconnect with them motherfuckers either, B. Don't reconnect with them none tall, yo. The people them is on the website. That's the newest thing now, online dating. That's how they can smooch people. You ever see them stories? If you go on Google, if you go on to YouTube, you can punch in online dating scams. And when you go on there, you see how these motherfucking men finesse these women out of money. Finesse these men out of money, just pretending like they like them, they love them, that type of shit like that. Yo. And they get a whole heap of money, especially if the person is a scammer, and they tell them, oh, go to the MoneyGram or go to the Western Union and go do this and make sure you send the funds under this person name. Because that way, once they collect the funds, they have to share the funds between them and some of them other friends or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So you have to be careful, B. You gotta be careful, yo. And some of them don't have no rascal money, much less they can't even take you on a real date. But I've been on so many dates, so I know a lot of them are real. But after you get to go on that one date with them, you find out a lot about them in that one rascal day, and it's best once you find out that they full of shit, it's best that you cut them off. I don't give a fuck if the date even went nice, yo. Then you have some on there that's very, very cocky. You have a lot of people on there that's well established. They have businesses. I know. I come across all of them. They have businesses. They have multiple cars. I meet this one. And he was so fucking nice. You know, we talk. We had a lot in common. We click, boom, boom, or whatever. He owned a house. The land is big, you know. He drive a couple of different cars, you know what I mean? Like a 2022 Jaguar, a 2022 Challenger. The motherfucker got the money. Yes, he got the money because he owns like a trucking business. And, you know, when me and him meet up, it's like, he was such a gentleman, man. Like, everywhere we went, he would have, don't bother open that door. He would have come from out of his car and he would have come around and opened the door for me at every trip we go to. Every trip we go to, he opened the door like a gentleman. You know what I mean? But after getting to know the man, oh my God. Missy said the man got issues, B. The man have some serious issues. He was one of them kind of guys that feel like he entitled to women. He entitled to getting whatever it is that he want to get. He entitled to getting things because he have things. That's how he was looking at life. And then he would tell me, he would tell on himself, you know. He would say like, yeah, man. Yeah, this bitch, let me tell you about this bitch or whatever the case may be. He would talk about the girl, say all kind of things about the girl, say how he even remember hitting on a few women. And how he put one of them in jail. How one of them busts out his car windows and flatten his tires and them do all kinds of stuff or whatever. And I don't give a fuck about that bitch or whatever the case may be. Everything was a profanity. Like, he was telling on himself that he was, first of all, disrespectful. That if he could have do that to them girls, he would have did that shit to me too. You know, although I wouldn't have never want to damage nobody's property because, yes, that calls for you to go to jail. You know what I mean? But after getting to know him and hanging out with him and stuff like that, I just figure out that he just wasn't it. You know what I mean? He had issues that he had to work on within himself, work on his shadow work, get out of this cocky mentality because, yes, he does have his money. Yes, you know, he got things going on for himself. He got about 9 trucks on the road. He got fancy cars and all of that shit in the house. But at the end of the day, you can have all of that and still be so broken inside. And he was so broken inside. And I would hear him, he would talk and I would be just listening, but in the inside I'm saying to myself like, man, you have some serious fucking issues, B. You have some serious issues, yo. So again, I would have say be mindful of the people them that you meet online, because they have some crazy people with some really, really messed up intentions, and a lot of them want to come into your life so they can gain something from you. You know what I mean? And a lot of them is in your life, you know, because maybe they probably just need somebody to talk to. You know what I mean? But a lot of them is not really truthful. You know, I had to run away a lot of them and tell them, like, come off of my rascal line, don't call my phone, don't text my phone, read, them kind of stuff like that. You see, I'm at a point in my life where if the person is not really a like-minded person like myself on my level or whatever the case may be, because I don't understand how people would have say me come off as a cocky woman. No, sir. I'm way too humble for that. And I know how it feels to go through struggles and be right where you are today. So with that being said, I'm like, you just be mindful and use your discernment when it comes to the online dating, because you don't want to just date anybody and then come to find out the motherfuckers is abusers. They want to hit you, you know, try to kill you and them kind of stuff like that. Anytime you on a dating site is a risk when you meet up with motherfuckers. I'm telling you, I can't make it up. So you just be careful. You know what I mean? I love you guys. I'll be back with another video. Please click like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'm sure somebody may need to hear this message, because online dating is the newest things now, and there's a lot of apps out there. I was just looking at this other thing where there's a lot of apps out there in England, I think it said, the UK, and there was this one guy. He was a serial online dating killer. He would, like, you know, befriend like men in particular, and he would meet up with them, and he'd be dressed like drag and drug them up and stuff, sex them up, and then he would kill them. So you guys got to be careful with that shit. Every time we online trying to date somebody or whatever,